Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got something done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this might be another one of my probably top 10 most important content for you to hear in 2026, going into March of 2026. Because this is going to help at least one person get on the track that they need to be for financial freedom. Because this video is probably going to see about 20 people. So at least one person who's watching, they're going to get the information that they need in order to be successful in real estate. I don't just talk out of my behind. I talk from experience. I talk from things that I've actually done. There's a lot of people who's chatting, but they haven't done squat. I got videos where it's over 1,000 views with me showing you from 25 years old how I made my first $1 million, 7 figures. I'm 28 now, guys. 28 now, still moving, train still chugging, and we don't take no step backs. My New Year's resolution every year is to be richer than I was the year before. And guess what? It's always come true. So again, today we're going to talk about what you need to do in order to prepare for the second half. We're not even done with the first half, but to prepare for the second half of 2026, what you need to do in order to get right. Tune in. So, first things first, you got to get rid of bad debt. Gotta get rid of bad debt. You know why? Because no matter how much your income is, they're going to look at your monthly payment. They're going to say you can only use 52% of your income. Then they're going to subtract any debt and additional liabilities that you may have from that 52%. Lowering your purchasing power, lowering your ability to actually afford or get into a home or purchase a home, right? I was talking to my cousin the other day. He's also in real estate just like me. Love my cousin. Shout out to you. We're talking about finance. We're talking about all this stuff. He's talking about leverage. He's talking about this and that. I'm saying, well, even if you have some disadvantages right now, you can always put 20% down, do a DSCR loan, and guess what? You're off to the races. But what did he say? He said, I don't want to put 20% down. And guess what? I said, me either. So get your credit right. Get your credit right. Get your debt together and get your credit right. You see, when the debt is taken care of, now your income starts to speak for you. And when you have no debt, you're gonna have over a 640 credit score. When you have over a 640 credit score, you can qualify for most loans, if not all loans. So now we're talking FHA, conventional, DSCR, we're talking 203K, we're talking jumbo loans, we're talking all loans. Get there. Eliminate the debt, you fix your credit in the process. Now we're off to the races. We haven't even talked about having any money in the bank. You know the best time to start going to the bank and asking for money when you have none? Is when you have none. Because how much do you have to actually lose? Now let me be real. You should have some money in the bank. You should have a safety cushion. If something goes wrong, you can fund yourself for 12 to 24 months. You should, again, not be super aggressive. How did I get to $1 million in net worth at the age of 25? I was very aggressive. My friends, my family, they would tell you I'm not that aggressive when it comes to investing. But I will tell you the opposite. I was very aggressive. I always call myself a medium risk investor. And here's why. When I started investing in the stock market, I wasn't that aggressive. When I had $10,000, the first amount I ever put in was $2,000. That's only 20%. That's not a lot. I started growing from there. When real estate came around, I invested everything that I had in my savings. I didn't take my investments. I didn't touch my 401k and Roth IRA, but everything I had in my savings, I took out. You know what I had left? Less than $500 in my bank account. Less than $500 when I bought my first property. And then I quit my job about 2 weeks in to purchasing my first home. I was in the military not too long after, renting the house the same month that I purchased it, and then paying someone first month's rent out of my pocket from the rental income that I got that first month. So the first month I didn't get any rental income because I'm now paying a property manager for it because I didn't want my family to manage it for me. It would have been easy, right? It would have been easy to say, hey, family member, come manage this property for me. Make sure I get paid on time. But then I got to deal with headaches. You see, at the time, I had a car. But I knew people would just drive my car left and right. So you know what I did? I said, let me get rid of the insurance. Let me just sell the vehicle. I'm not going to use it. Might as well just get rid of it and sell it. I don't want people driving it left and right. So guess what? Let's take away the insurance. All it needs to do is go to the dealership and be sold the next day. But no. Car is sitting in negotiation. People trying to negotiate my vehicle that I have. Whether it should go to Africa, whether it should go to New York. And this is exactly what I wanted to avoid in the first place. Because I know people. And I said, people, this is what I want to do with the vehicle. Do this. That they're arguing amongst themselves. So guys, here's another thing. Know what you want to do. This is actually for a different video, but I'm going to give it to you now. Know what you want to do. Because when you know what you want to do, every other opinion doesn't matter. I knew what people would want to do with my car. I knew what I wanted to do with my car. They weren't doing what I wanted them to do with my car. I'm not in the States. Is it getting risky enough for you yet? Is it getting risky enough for you yet? So we was just talking about debt. We was just talking about getting your credit right. We was just talking about low risk investments on how I made my first meal. But boom, I got a video over 1,000 views on how I made my first meal, but I'm gonna still give it to you now. Listen, finally car gets sold because there was a few obstacles in the way that made it so the car would actually get sold. Family members wanted this piece of the pie. Oh, I did this for you. I need some recoupment. No problem. How much you want? $1,500, $2,000? No problem. Take it. No problem. I didn't want to argue. You know why? Because once the argument has been settled, give me my money. We don't need to talk. We don't need to do nothing further after that. I'm not arguing with you over $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. In fact, take it all if you wanted it. Because at the end of the day, my peace is worth more and I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm capable of so much more than to be worried about whether or not you're angry over a few couple of dollars that were mine to begin with. So, car gets sold. I got some cash now. Cash flow coming in from the real estate. Money coming in from the military. I come back home deciding, do I want to go to New York? Do I want to stay in Ohio? Guess what happens? I walked past my home that I rented out. And you know what happened? Light bulb went off. I realized. I mean, you always had the thought, but you realize, damn, they got a lease for another 6-7 months. I can't live in my house. I can't live in my house. So you know what? Out of necessity, I gotta get another one. I started looking immediately for the next home. I had about $35,000. Not including stocks, of course. We're never gonna touch that. And the stocks was growing. I had just hit an options trade for 2,000. I had probably like 10, 15 in the stocks. Stocks was growing. And I said, let me put all this money into another home. Purchased another home. Now I got 2 houses. But I'm dead broke. I didn't purchase that home and leave some money in reserves. No, I purchased that home and I put everything into it. What did that leave me with? Nothing. I didn't even have enough money to furnish the home. This couch I'm sitting on was $2,000, maybe $2,500. The guy was asking me, do I even have enough space for this couch? I mean, this couch wraps around. It's a sectional. Or I think it's a sectional. I forgot the terminology for this thing when it wraps all the way around. So I'm like, yeah, it'll fit in my house. And it fit perfectly. In fact, it could have probably went a little bit further down this way. I needed $10,000 to just furnish the house enough. Everybody who is a homeowner knows furnishing the house takes a lot more work the more home you got. 10 grand was just the bare minimum. For the first 3 years, it always looked like I was putting another thing into the house. Whether it was a lawn gardening tool, whether it was a lawnmower, whether it was a trash bag here or a trash bag there, whether it was a TV there or a couch here, or it was always something. A TV stand here, a picture there, a gaming here, fun here, a massage chair there, like always something, a wine rack here, pool table down there, always something. Vacuum machine here. And it was like, wow, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. So for all of you who are in college, about to graduate college, thinking about moving out, everybody thinks about purchasing their first home or renting their first place, but they don't think about all the cost that goes into it. I had 3 bedrooms at the time, now 4, but 3 bedrooms at the time. You know what you need in bedrooms? Beds. You need beds in bedrooms. And so the cost of things go up. Guys, I have a 1-car garage. I want a 2-car garage. I can't expand on my lot unless I expand it outward towards the backyard. And so I don't even know what will be needed once you expand the garage that much. All I know is that things will be needed. Because that is always the case. Right? And so I say all that to say, I took tons of risk. Had no money, was putting $10,000 into the home. I was in grind mode for 10 months, maybe 8 months. And then I started stacking till I had 10 grand at least in my savings, and I felt secure. Probably within the same 8 months that I was furnishing the home. From there, investments, real estate. I was working for Chase Bank at the time. 401k was going. Consistent pay was coming. Raises that you didn't have to ask for was coming. And then I started to upgrade to bigger and better positions, paying me more while I'm getting rent. And by the way, while I was doing all this, I was house hacking. So I was renting the rooms, each and every single room. So in that 8 to 10 months when I'm furnishing the house and saving money, I'm also getting income that's covering the cost of the mortgage. And now I can breathe. I was in grind mode, guys. Grind mode. If I had missed one payment for those 8 months, for maybe the first 5 months, it would have been tough. It would have been tough. Those are the risks you take. I say if you take that risk 10 times, you're going to get burned at least twice. I took that risk twice on both of my houses. High risk, high reward. And that's why I was rewarded so quickly. I took a high risk, put everything in it. But you know what happens when you put everything in it? You maximize the payment that you get for the rest of your life for 30 years. When I put all I had at the time into this home, I guaranteed the cheapest mortgage that I could possibly afford at the time. Not a penny less, not a penny short. And so when I sit back 5 years later and I talk about my mortgage payment, I'm like, it's nothing. Guys, I've been adding an extra $1,000 to my mortgage every month for the last 3 years. Do the math. Do the math. For the last 3 years. High risk, high reward. Ah, man. So do you think I'm a medium risk investor? Do you think I'm a low risk investor? Or do you think I'm a high risk investor? Because literally, I fed myself to the wolves twice. I'm not going to do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. That would just be greed. And eventually, again, you would get burned with that strategy. You should have some reserves. But you all know how it is, being broke and trying to make something happen. Sometimes you got to throw all your eggs in one basket and hope for success, knowing that the outcome is very, very likely, but you're still hoping for success. That's exactly what I did. I rolled the dice, and it paid off. Rolled the dice again, and it paid off. Now, with more time and years in the game, my stock market portfolio is so high. If worse ever did come to worse, I've never had to do this before, but I could literally just pull from my stock market and say, boom, I could wipe everything clean at this point. But that wasn't the case before. I say all that to say, focus on what you want to do, on who you want to be, on where you want to go. Don't necessarily throw your eggs in one basket. Have a little bit of a cushion, but make sure that you are where you want to be when the Fed chair changes, so that you can invest in a market that a lot of people are not able to invest in because they weren't prepared. In order to be lucky, you have to prepare for the opportunity. You can't get lucky without preparation. Somebody who hit the lottery didn't just go one time. They went multiple times. They spent multiple dollars. They prepared every single day. They chose different numbers. They looked at the system and they said, I can win. And eventually they did. There is no luck without preparation. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.